This video is to help you evaluate errors. That way you can increase your scores after each attempt. So when you're in SIMnet, remember, whenever you click up here in the blue pane on the word assignments, it'll bring you back to this view. When you click on library, this will give you access to your book. And we're working here on this Microsoft Office 365. When you go into the textbook, the way you want to access these chapters is by this drop-down list here, and it'll take you to the different sections, whatever application you're working on. And grades, that'll help you monitor what you have and have not completed over here in the far right. Now I'm going to click back on assignments, and I'm going to go into a Word project. Now the project itself that I'm going to explain is 3.5. Now this one, of course, we all know when we click on our start file, that will download the Word document. Now, when we're ready to grade, we're going to use this step 2, and we're going to upload my file, which I did. I worked on the project, and down below is our set of instructions. But under this tab view, if you click on previous attempts, then you'll see there's a total of 10 attempts for this particular project. When I uploaded it, it gave me an error report that looks like this. So I ended up creating some errors. That way I could go over some stuff and show you. Before I go into the screen, I just want to show you, whenever here at the top left corner, when you click on the project name itself, it will toggle you back to this view, and then you can click on previous attempts. Now the attempt 1 is the error report, and this is the actual file that I submitted with that particular attempt. And looking over to the right, you'll see the date and time of your submission and your actual score for that particular attempt. Now, if I go into the attempt, the error report, now I'm just going to go ahead and open one of them. Now, this is what I recommend. When you have these greater than symbols, they enable you to expand and collapse. The thing that you want to look for when you expand it for number 3, your set of instructions for number 3, you always want to look directly here for the word feedback. There's multiple ways. I wouldn't click on any of this correct, partial, incorrect. I wouldn't filter it down. I wouldn't go over here to the right on the document. I would go over to this greater than symbol and expand it and look for the words feedback. Now, it may be once or twice. You can see there's twice here. And it'll explain to you when you're in part 3B, the document has 1 comment instead of 0, meaning that when you look at this set of instructions, you were supposed to review and delete selected comments and track the changes. So what I recommend is when you go into each one of these, you would expand it. You would look down, you look for the word feedback, and this one says document does not have a footnote marked. So I would then go back to my Word document, bring it up, and I'd start looking for the change, make the change, save it, and then I would go back to my error report, and I would do an evaluation of anything else. So again, you skip everything until, like this one, for instance, the footer text is not bold. So I would go back and I would, go down here in my footer. I would double click to put it in editing mode, and then I would just highlight it, and then I would apply the bold emphasis. I'm going to click out to get out of that, just to close it. And then I'm going to save that change. And then when you're ready, sometimes it's best to just correct only a couple errors and then try to go back and correct more. But when you get to that phase, make sure you save first. Then you want to go click on the title itself, toggle back, and then upload your file again. And then just remember where you've saved it on your computer. And then when you submit it, it's going to give you an additional attempt, another error report. So again, remember, you have up to 10. And if you're ever in a situation where you want to increase the attempts, just send me an email. And you can see just by a couple changes I made, I'm already up to a 90%. So I'm down to these 3 errors. So that's how you're going to do it. Now, when I click back up here on the project, again, when you click on previous attempts, now you can see the attempts that are associated, and you can see my score rose from a 78 to a 90 just by making a couple changes. So that's why it was important for me to show you how to correct your changes, so that way you can increase your scores. And I hope this video helps.